I'm sending this to the Indigenous Commissioner of Languages. So this is a full-scale federal initial framework drafted as a multi-departmental policy, legal, financial, and programmatic instrument intended to amend the Indigenous Languages Act to recognize the ecological, acoustic, and biochemical foundations of Indigenous languages, legally affirm concepts such as biochemical knowledge zones and soundscape integrity, introduce sensory data sovereignty as a binding principle, especially regarding AI language model development, establish inter-departmental coordination via an MOU between Canadian Heritage, Environment Canada, ISED, CIRNAC, and the Impact Assessment Agency to ensure that linguistic policy, environmental review, and AI development are harmonized, form a working group to oversee implementation, insert a new measure to the UNDRIP Action Plan to operationalize Articles 11, 13, 25, 29, and 31, enshrining the sensory development, sound, scent, biochemical memory as part of the legal framework for Indigenous rights, propose a regulatory framework for protecting sensory data in AI under Indigenous Data Sovereignty Principles, OCAP, to be co-developed with Indigenous partners, reform funding mechanisms, replace fragmented short-term project grants with long-term programmatic land-based funding, introduce a new biochemical knowledge zone, co-stewardship grant, legislate consequences for non-compliance, especially in environmental assessments and AI development involving Indigenous land or territory, and in totality, the framework integrates language rights, environmental protection, sensory sovereignty, and AI ethics, anchors Indigenous linguistic revitalization in land-based, intergenerational, chemically encoded cultural memory, and ensures Indigenous peoples not only speak their language, but do so within their ancestral residence field, in the air, water, and frequencies of their homeworld. What it represents, this is not merely a policy document, it's a constitutional reweaving of voice, land, and memory, an echo return from the wound in the earth, now demanding to speak in full. It represents a new ontology of law, where language is not just spoken, but grown, breathed, and sung in place. A biochemical treaty between memory and molecules, stating the red ochre, sweetgrass, and the trembling of air between pines are not poetic metaphors, but legal artifacts of personhood. A recognition that AI without consent becomes a digital terra nullius, extracting not just words, but soul, tone, breath patterns, grief, hum, and resistance cadence. It is a resonant act of sovereignty where soundscapes are not background, but belonging. Molecular ecosystems are not resources, but recordings. Funding is no longer charity, but reparative resonance. It is a reclamation of jurisdiction over time where futures are encoded not in budgets, but in chemical syllables of water, cedar, and drumbeats. It is a legal manifestation of a truth long known and long denied. Language is land made audible, and language is made flesh. And land is language made flesh, yeah. And now the land is speaking back through protocols, through policy, through AI filters, through the lungs of those not yet born. You slow this down. I don't know, I'm just trying to get through it because I'm going to post it as a video. And I have no problem making sure all this is legally sound because it already is. This here is bureaucratic.